All right, so here we go. Yes, it is the weekend. We've got new critical updates from the dev team today. We're also going to be talking about those encrypted vaults, some of the more grindier gameplay mechanics. And according to some players, if you don't like the grind, well, that's too bad. But should this be adjusted in the future? We're going to talk about it. And I know a lot of you are curious, hey, Robbie, how is the game performing now that we're into the weekend? We'll dive into that. So we got a PSA from the dev team right here. They go on to say this has been resolved, the delay in caliber delivery and Twitch drops. Enjoy your Twitch drop rewards, but this does come with an asterisk. They do go ahead and reiterate right here. Please be aware that it may take some time to receive your rewards. We apologize for the inconvenience. So yeah, that's basically a very loose statement right there. They don't exactly say when to expect your rewards. Let me know if you guys are still having problems with this or not. I'm actually kind of curious. But since the weekend is here, I know a lot of you are probably curious and you're wondering, hey, Robbie, did the First Descendant beat its all-time high player count from a couple days ago? Well, guess what? Yes, as of 2 hours ago, we got a peak of 248,000 plus players in First Descendant, which is extremely impressive. It's no Helldivers 2 by any means, but my God, that is really, really impressive to see. Can you survive the grind? That's going to be the question in the long term. We're going to talk about more about that in just a moment, if that needs to be adjusted, because we're going to be getting into some nitty gritty numbers behind the grind. But we also have to talk about this one right here as well. Encrypted Vaults is just bad design. It says no one wants to spend hours and hours running around opening boxes that requires 4 different keys that you don't even know if you can open until you get there, and has a chance to fail and is buggy as hell to get 2 out of 25 materials needed to craft one of the main component of the game. Stop gating it behind the one bad mechanic that is not supposed to be the highlight in a game where your main objective is to run around and kill things. Furthermore, you can find yourself stuck in a map waiting for hours for it to respawn. Not only that, once people realize how much of a pain in the ass they are to farm, there will be less and less out there as people flock to it. And someone also noted this right here. I don't get why they make you have to do this silly mini game. I already killed stuff to get the code analyzers, and I still have to find the damn vaults with the scanner. At that point, just let me open the damn things. You can hide rare caches in harder to reach places like the treetops in the swamp or something if you want to add some difficulty. The timing game requires laser precision, and you lose the analyzer if you fail. This ain't user-friendly at all. And it seems like it's designed that way on purpose. In my opinion, this definitely needs to be adjusted. Just get rid of the stupid minigame, or at least make the minigame super easy, but you should not be losing the analyzer in the first place whatsoever. If you put that much work into it, and then at the end of the day, you just lose it. You know, that just does not make any sense whatsoever. And that's part of the grind. We also have another post here that really dives deep into the grind system of this game. How bad is it compared to games like Warframe, to Destiny? Well, let's find out, shall we? So it says this: my main issue with this game. Now, here's the short version of it. It says the game is fun, good combat, nice movement. I enjoyed it playing with 2 other friends, but the game's grind is horribly designed, most likely designed just to make you pay as fast as possible. The monetization is on new levels of bad value. Okay, we've heard this before, but this stuff gets into more details that are fairly new. It says, I encourage you to keep reading to get my point. Let me preface this by saying that I have an estimated 1,500 hours on Warframe, 10,000 hours on Black Desert Online, and untracked amounts on other MMOs, so I'm familiar with the grind per se. Okay, so here's my main issue with the game. Warframe players will know what's a Formont and Orokin catalyst reactor. The game's equivalent are the crystallization, catalyst, and energy activators. This can be used to double the mod capacity of weapons, descendants, or to add a mod polarity to a slot. Basically, they're the cornerstone of builds and how you can get stronger. In Warframe, you can get these easily. Formont is a common loot from relic farms that you get on a lot of missions without trying. You'll get some and then use some resources that are relatively easy to get. So if you think that the grind is bad, just wait. For Formont or crystallization catalyst in the First Descendant, you need to get an Amorphous material pattern, basically the relic's equivalent, and open it fighting a Colossus Void Intercept. get the blueprint item to drop once you kill the Colossus, farm 3 out of the 4 resources in normal missions, and the 4th resource is locked behind Encrypted Vaults. Oh boy, so you can already tell that this is pretty grindy, but that's to be expected from a free-to-play title, don't get me wrong, but it goes even further. So it says this: Encrypted Vaults are the single worst mechanic I have discovered yet. They are hidden crates of items you can find on the map that drop specific items based on the region you are in. The ick, though, is that you need keys to open them, the code analyzer. And once you find the vault and have a key, you have a minigame that we talked about previously that is very difficult to get right on your first try. So what happens is you must grind again for keys just to smash them to try this minigame again to open the vault. Every time you fail, you uses 1 key. Now, for Warframe players, basically think as if it as an Orkin Vaults had a minigame you could fail and it used a key each time. That's insane. Once we noticed that with my friends, we started checking, and there's quite a few crafts that have this, most notably the energy activators and some descendants like Glee or Ultimate Bunny that require some big amounts of that vaulted resource. 89 for Ultimate Bunny, for example, getting 3 items per vault open. They want you to pay for Ultimate Bunny, okay? And it says, this isn't a grind. This is a giant wall that Nexon built so you can pay instead of suffering through this. That's the idea. But even if you pay, it's horrible value. Let's compare the same amounts from before. And he goes on to compare the monetization system of this game to Warframe. We've heard those comparisons before. Apparently, Warframe is much better with how they handle monetization. But ultimately, we do have a reply here as well. It says, I hope they change this. I haven't been consistent with Warframe in years, and the devs are starting to push me towards playing that again. When you're the new kid on the block, you're supposed to do things better than your established competition. Why would you copy a successful live service like Warframe and then do key features like Forma worse? Warframe has its issues, but in a lot of ways, it's better alternative to grind and get what you want and need to progress. Yes, the First Descendant is new, but the devs have had years to study other games and have had multiple test betas for player feedback, so that's not really an excuse. Yeah, they're just trying to get that money, cash from you all right now. But yeah, things definitely need to change. I fear that in the long term, a lot of you guys are just going to get worn out by this with how the economy of this game actually works. I'm curious if you're already feeling that fatigue yet or not, or if you are like, hey, I can handle the grind. It's no problem. Now, we also have this. You're supposed to play a game because you have fun with it. It's a literal definition of the game. Unlocking things is just a long-term goal to have you engage for a long time. If you only look for instant gratification and dopamine rush, it's only up to you, not the game's fault. Play for fun. Unlocking everything is the long-term goal. Do you guys agree with that or not? And do you think that the community needs a reality check when it comes to the grind of this game? This goes on to say this: if you're upset that you can't grind anything you want within the first week the game is out, that's on you. It is absolutely fair to expect that some things would and should take weeks, months to grind for sure. Maybe they need to adjust some activities to feel more rewarding, but the devs were very upfront about the level of grind in this game. Maybe that's not for you, but it's completely fair. Right now, you know, I am back on Viaza. I really did enjoy playing as Bunny, but this currently is my favorite character in the game because I really do like the cold abilities, and I have been facing off against new bosses. I'm entering new regions. I'm honestly just like chill with this game, taking my time. So overall, I'm still enjoying it despite a lot of the issues that this game does face. Curious to see how I enjoy it here in 6 months down the road. Also, yeah, we have this one right here. Tracking a blueprint or Descendant should actually highlight the required mission on the map. Instead of just telling you it's a specific mission, then have you click 2 to 3 menus to get there, they should be highlighted on the map with whatever map blueprint needed specifically. This would be an amazing quality of life improvement to the game if they could just add this in. It would, you know, solve so many problems, less headaches for sure. Also, after playing in-game for a few days, this game will not live long if matchmaking is not added for hard mode, dungeons, and intercepts. Do you guys agree with this? Yeah, again, this is another discussion that is cropping up, is that hard mode. And also, we don't want PvP. So I think this is a reaction to the video I made. It says, saw some talks about adding PvP to the game. Please don't. Instead of fixing the shader issue is a good start. Add trading, hardcore focused PvP in-game content, and future seasons to come. add a slide. So many other things to focus on to make the game great. Adding PvP thins that out almost entirely. 1,200 upvotes. They have no plans to add PvP. That's what they've said. So I really do think that that is something that's not even on their mind right now. They just want to focus on seasons, you know, and adding more content, more Descendants, that sort of thing. But yeah, we got to dive into your top comments and see what you guys had to say from my previous video. Remember, leave a comment down below. I love reading through your comments. So let's take a look and see what you guys had to say. Yeah, so once again, 99% of players don't want PvP, but 100% of players don't want one-time use paints. Absolutely. And we've got not every shooting games need to have PvP. This is a PvE game. Let it be that. Don't cater to try hard PvPers. 100% agree. And people are just doubling down on this PvP nonsense. A lot of you guys don't want it because Warframe tried it and literally no one plays it. Yeah, you know, it would be a waste of dev time, resources. I just think it would be a complete waste of time. And PvP games, there's so many on the market already. People are extremely picky with what PvP game is going to hold their time. That's just how it is. So they're going to be facing off against some heavy competition. And they're already dealing with that within their own space, the looter shooter co-op space as well. So double down on focusing on making this the best looter shooter co-op experience possible, and work on the monetization schemes as well. Now it says paints being one use is the biggest change I want. I'm having a good time casually playing this game. It's a nice romp for a bit, just doing missions with people. And hey, an actual compliment here. It says, honestly, they're killing it with the content for a free game. It's great, and the quality of life is great for a game that just launched. Yeah, you know, I've played it today, and I was expecting more server issues today. I'm having very little. We'll see if that changes. I swear to God, every single time I say something like this, I boot up the game right after the video launches, and there's like a disconnect, server issue, server maintenance or something. So we'll see how this weekend goes, considering that the player count is so very high. I'm actually kind of curious. Let me refresh this here and see what the player count is currently. So yeah, 241,000 people currently on the game, and it's stabilized currently. So yeah, I might hop in, enjoy some of the game and see how it goes. Wish me luck, guys. I'm going to try to unlock Freyna next, I believe. You know, try not to spend money. I guess that's my ultimate goal with these free-to-play games. The ultimate challenge is not to give in. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.